Okay, we're going to attempt to switch the team bool for the FPS template to using integers. That way we can have more than two teams. Let's see if we can find where we're at right now. Just to let everyone know, I did start right off the bat by actually packaging the project first, just to verify that we could package the project. We're going to be potentially doing this from time to time because sometimes changes you make could affect the packaging, not just its ability to run. And here's our output log here that we can constantly check to make certain everything's okay. So the first thing we want to do, and I actually hate saying the first thing, we'll go to the content browser, FPS. Let's go to blueprints and want to see characters and classes. We should go to the BP base character. I also hate using So here we are. We want to look for the team. So check macros, bools, variables. Let's see what we got here. Variables, components. Here's our. Oh, that was really small. You know what? We're just going to take this and just. There we go. Now we'll get more space. So let's go to team. Let's go for team. By the way, I'm also using Unreal 4.24, and this is the most latest version of, as of, you can see the date here, 12/31/2019, the most recent version of FPS template. So let's go to pawn team. So what we're going to do is an old-fashioned way of finding all the logic that touches this by simply changing its variable type. And we are going to break everything in this game. So yes, change variable type. Yes, we want to change it. And it's going to show me problems in different items in the game. And we're going to constantly be going back and forth, finding in blueprints things that are wrong with this. So let's just go to hit compile. And as soon as we hit compile, we're going to get errors. So this right here is going to show us errors in other items. So I'm going to put this off to this, well, actually I say off to the side. Let's just go, I can dock it down here for right now. Compiler results. And now we can look at all the items that are located in BP base character that have problems. So we just, by clicking on this, there we go, bingo. Now, for some of you that aren't familiar, a bool represents zeros and ones, 0 being false, 1 being true. But in actuality, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 technically is also true. It's 0 false, everything else is true. So remember that logic, because now that we've changed it to an integer, we're going to have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So some of the logic, all teams that are not 0, which right now is currently red team, are now true. We'll value to true. So here we have our node that we switch from bool to integer, and you'll see we have the old link going to get kill feed text. We can't fix this at the moment because this node is expecting bools, and so we are going to start painstakingly going through all the logic and changing everything that we need. I also want to warn everybody that once you do this, Gonzalo is not it's not his responsibility to help you. You have to now maintain your blueprints from now on. So we're going to go over here and we just click on this, and we're going to go to definition. And here's our definition. And when we go here, we can now change our kill team and victim team. We can now change these to ints. Change that integer. Change this to an integer. There we go. Now, of course, when we compile this, this also is going to fail because, as you can see, they're not going to actually do what the. Oh, let's go. Oh, yeah, okay, get killed. I changed the wrong. Sorry, I changed this. My bad. So let's just go integer. There we go, and then hit compile. Okay, so that's fine. Hit save, but obviously now FPS_GM now has a whole bunch of errors, but we'll worry about that later. We'll come back to that. Go back to BB base character, and now we can see that we can now relink killer team and then victim team. There we go. And now these errors just cleared up. Hit compile and save. And this is going to be the procedure pretty much we're going to be going through. Your only real issues you will be having is the gameplay logic. It may depend on, you rethinking the logic that Gonzalo did, because you have multiple teams. For instance, a rush map was expecting only 2 teams. A bomb map's only expecting 2 teams. So you'll have to figure out how you want to handle that if multiple teams are playing those modes. So let's go to here. And sure enough, what we have here is were the bools equal. So we can't use this node because this node was pulled off a bool, so it's expecting a bool. So we just turn around and go here, and we go. And once again, just type equals. And now it's going to be energy equals. And now we can just connect this. And then just connect up here. Some people, there had been talk about changing this to enums, and someone brought up to just use integers. One of the reasons for using integers is because of this ease. Yes, with enums we could have done an equals, but there's going to be some other logic that the integers work better versus the enums. You still can go through and do what I'm doing right now with enums, but like I said, some of the logics can be a little more difficult to figure out. So here's a good example. We were going to use the bool true false to figure the logic. Now in this case, we don't have to use this branch. We can now supersede it with a switch int. And so instead of this branch, we're going to pull this up. And if it's rush, we're going to push this here and add a pin. And if we remember, 0 is red team, and 1 is blue, which in this particular case was true. Remember, if true, so if blue team, if 1, go ahead and pass along. So we have on switch 0, so we'll add another pin, and that's switch 1. So this is now like team 1. So we can just turn around and put this here, and totally get rid of this. And for all purposes, we have the same logic, because here, if it was red team, it would have evaluated to false, and then nothing would have happened. Same thing here. If we come up here and it's red team, it's going to evaluate to 0, and nothing will happen. So we get the same logic. So we get rid of that. And then also the same thing here. We want to come here. If it's not true, meaning red team, so for this particular case, we want in deathmatch, although this is very odd, if it's not, that's interesting. Okay, this logic here gets me a little confused, because this is team deathmatch, and in this particular case, it's saying not my team. That's where dead actor, I guess, is target. If its team is not. Okay, so in this particular case, I may not get the logic right. I can try using the same thing we were doing up here, where I guess, yeah, this is going to be weird how we would do the logic for this, because we can do something similar with another switch. I'm not certain I want to do this, but copy and then V paste, bring this down, and then I see. So this is just, if it's team deathmatch, we come down here. I see what's happening. We're adding team points based, we're giving it to the other team. So whatever your team was, we're going to give points to the other team. So add team points. This is going to change. This is not going to be a bool. This will be an int at some point. So we're going to be adding points. Oh, and this is where the problem is. If you died, we're supposed to give points to the other team. Which team is that? This fails now. because with multiple teams, we don't know which team we should give those points to. So in this area, this logic is going to fail. You're going to have to homebrew your own identifying who the killer was. I almost think that might be something we want to do with the dead actor, is actually we may have to attach information as to who killed him. And then pass that killing information along, and then we can process who to give the points to. So in this particular case, our best choice right now is to just disconnect, break the link, and break the link here. And then that way we can compile there, and this will pass along. But we probably should go to add team points and start changing this at some point. This is going to be a problem. We'll worry about this later, I guess. Yeah, we'll worry about this later. This is beyond the scope of what I'm trying to do at the moment. So let's continue on. Actually, you know what's something really good to do is watch this. Hit C and then go to do. Fix teams team point adding. The reason I just did that, and also you can click on this and also highlight if you want. Like I like doing yellow or red for like really important. So if I see it, theoretically I should be able to search for to do. Sometimes in the finding blueprints, I can type to do. We'll do that later. I'll see if that works. So let's go pawn team. And sure enough, the same thing here. Excuse me. I have a slight little cough. So once again, we're going to go with the equals. And if you're wondering how long is this going to take, if you're really good at this, a couple hours at best. I really think if you're going to do this, plan on a good couple nights, maybe 3 nights of a couple hours each going over this. So compile and save. So as of right now, our BP base character is now clear. I'm going to turn around and just start closing some of these. I'm certain there's an easier way than me doing it by hand. So we can go to our main event graph here and take a good look, and yeah, there's a lot there. So right now, nothing. Now, by the way, this was just B pawn team. To be honest, we probably should rename it to int pawn team, and then of course we have B is team chat. So we still have that to handle, and we're gonna have to go through and fix all of that. So that's a whole nother ball of wax. But you'll be doing the same thing I'm doing right now. So let's go back to finding blueprints. Now, there's something else we can do. Every time we make these changes, we can go into the game and actually fire it up, and it's going to throw errors all over the place. So we can keep hunting down all the things we need to fix. But we already know right now that in B, we have our finding blueprints. We already have some places to go hunting right now. So let's just, as long as we have a list of stuff to hunt, let's go find it. And sure enough, and so right here. So these are one of those strange logic issues here that you're going to have to plan on what you want to do. For instance, the holder team is going to be 0 or 1. And so here, if the target is not equal to it, then we're going to do this branch. So again, holder team is going to have to be switched to an int. And then we can go is not equal to. So it'll be the same logic. Although, take a good look. Gonzalo never finished this. So you can see here that this logic is never being triggered at the moment. So in this particular case, we can just break link, and I'm going to highlight this, and we're just going to do this at to do, so we can come back, because right now this is not going to affect bool to int. There, how's that? That way we know what the heck's going on with this. And then we're going to turn around and just recolorize that, just for my sanity. And then hit save. And sure enough, we have another one, another pawn team. And this one is we can see this logic is being triggered. And there we go. So in this particular case, the issue was, oh, right. So this is a nice true false. So as I was saying, we can use that same switch statement. So we switch on int, and we pull this into here, and add. And remember, 0 is considered false, and 1 is considered true. And there we go. And then we just get rid of this. And there. We've now rewired it, so that works now. It will only work, by the way, for teams 0 and 1. You want to have, you want this to work with more than 4 teams. You're going to have to come in here and, once again, figure this out. So if you want, you can select this, hit this, and go to do bool to int fix for more teams. Yeah, so you have to figure the logic out for that. And then once again, we just colorize it. Have fun with colors. Yay! Compile that. And save. And sure enough, now this particular BT service find closest flag has been currently has no compile errors. Not to say this won't change as we start changing more things. So go back to here. And there. So we've pretty much taken care of. Hold on here. Oh, that's not what I want to do. I want to open up this window. There we go. Open up the window. So we've taken care of that. Now let's go find closest enemy, and we'll go here. And sure enough, we're going to have more fun with this. So if they're not equal, yeah, I guess, yeah, that should be easy to do. So we'll just do a not equal. Again, this potentially could be screwed up with multiple teams. I don't know, but for the purpose of compiling and getting you to get your more than 2 teams, this is what we do. There we go, and that takes care of that. And just hitting save on that anyway. I always like to hit save when in doubt. Always hit save if this thing ever breaks down on you. Let's go here to get pawn team. We'll go here, and sure enough, we got another. Let's see what we got here. Come on, move it, move it. Ah, okay, yes. So now, again, excuse me for that. Okay, now we're going to have more fun because in this particular blueprint, BP spawn protected zone, we have the spawn team, and just to give you a heads up, all of your spawn points are going to have to be, you're going to have to go in and reset the teams, because once we went from bool to int, all the values are going to go to 0. Everyone's going to spawn as red, or all spawn points are be considered red. So we're going to have to fix that. So let's go to spawn team, and we're going to change this to int, change variable. And sure enough, oh, he's going to have all sorts of fun with us on this. And, oh, okay, so let's spawn protected zone. Let's go there. And sure enough, so this is BP spawn protected zone. Oh, yeah. So base character PC has a bool team. This is now going to have to be changed too. So as this is the rabbit hole we're going to start going down. As we start fixing things, we're going to have to start changing everywhere where he's using a bool. So let's get a cracking. Let's go into base character. That's base character PC, not BP base character. So what's the easy way? Can I actually go find references? I don't know if that's the fast way. Is that the fast way? No, I think it's just easier if I just base character PC. So you'll see. It's just easier for me to go like this. Base character PC. There we go. Yeah, that was easy. And then here we go. And by the way, we have ready to spawn. No, that'll stay as a bool. We won't be changing that. But team, yes, we'll change this to an int. There we go. Change that to an int. Change variable type. And there we go. And, oh yeah, we lit up like a Christmas tree. Oh boy, we're going to have fun. And so I want to end this segment. I'm going to end right now and then take this up in the next video. But I want to show one more thing that's going to happen. When all the errors are clear, you still will have errors. It's just because you haven't opened up certain blueprints or compiled them, it won't show. So a really fast way of finding out is I'm going to turn on and go to the output log. I'm going to right click, clear log. Hit play. And when you hit play, it will start showing you, another dialog should appear showing you many other items that are having problems. Let's see if it works right now. I just want to give you a heads up. So go to hit play. Here we go. See? Blueprint compilation errors. And sure enough. So these are blueprints that we're having problems with. And I'm not certain if you can, I don't typically just click on these. What I do is I'll just write these down, put them on a piece of paper, and then immediately open them up and then start looking for the problems. But let's see if can I actually click on it? No, because it wants to know play in editor or cancel. I just want to do one little check here. If I say play in editor, okay, sure enough, it won't. It just won't play. It stops. So good enough. And then let's stop. And I just want to see if I go to hit play again, clear log. If I play again, will it show that error again? I just want to. And no, that was. So that's what I wanted to warn you about, is that if you do decide to actually go and play, the next time you play, the error will go away. You'll have to literally close the editor down and reopen the editor up for that warning to appear. So try to not play when you see that warning panel, and go ahead and fix the errors, and then go ahead and play when all your compiling is clear. Okay? So we're going to end the recording right now. Thank you for listening.